two approaches to writing songs that I've tried in the last couple of years. One that kind of worked, but resulted in terrible songs which I couldn't really relate to. And the second one is the one that I now followed recently. So the first one is, okay, I want to write a song. So the initial motivation is that I want to write a song such that I have a song that I could actually sing. I think this approach to a certain extent is faulty. Why? Because as I sing the song, I tell a story. And so if I haven't lived the story yet, then basically trying to bring together a narrative that actually is coherent is quite hard, because you have to think about all the different things. So what is easier maybe is that if you actually relive by singing the song, but if you actually live through a story once, then you can kind of take the story and compress it into a song. So the song is kind of just packaged reality. It's a pattern that has that one saw in reality that is now packaged into basically a song. So the signal is kind of heightened, and also there is music in addition added to this. But the question is, what is music if not just communication, or a method of communication? So I now, as I lived in another city, I actually lived through a very short story. And then, so there are all these moments in my life that occur, which I now could turn into a story. The question is, the question I have asked myself is, how often do I convert such stories that occur into actual songs? So if I go through a reality, then basically I could split out songs every time I have something that's interesting. That's interesting to me, and by proxy of me as an audience, I can also take this, so I can take this as a proxy and then say, okay, maybe it's also interesting to somebody else. So this new approach, which of course now relies on me actually living things, I cannot just say, okay, write a song. And this is maybe also to some extent why songs from ChatGPT seem to not really resonate, because there is no story. I also cannot really identify with the song because ChatGPT does not know as much about me as I know about me, at least temporarily. So if I just went through a story, for example, there was this girl in Dresden I saw and I didn't talk to her, but I, after the fact, wrote a short song about her. And this is, I think, now my best song, at least as of now. And so I wrote this song. It is a German song. And then I basically, initially, I just wrote down what happened, and then I turned it step by step into a song. So it was not that creativity flowed out of me when writing the song. I just wrote down, and I said, okay, this is it. I wrote down the things, and then I basically turned it from prosa into something that is more that's more rhyming, or that has a few more rhymes in it, and eventually it turned into the song I then also performed on the streets a couple of weeks ago.